Monday morning, let's get into Tesla Shorts Time Daily, episode 451, coming to you from Vancouver. It's April 27th, 2026. Here's what's kicking off the week in Tesla land. Tesla filed an S-8 registering shares for Musk's 2018 Performance Award, lifting his stake back over 20%. One development worth noting is how Tesla is quietly pivoting towards subscription revenue. Vehicle sales growth has been slowing, so the company is leaning harder into full self-driving subscriptions. Those subscriptions are already throwing off meaningful monthly cash, according to reporting from Yahoo Finance. This marks a genuine evolution away from one-time hardware sales toward higher-margin recurring software income. The shift makes sense from a business model standpoint because software margins are structurally better than traditional auto manufacturing. Long-term financial stability will ride more and more on how many owners actually choose to pay for the advanced features. That shift is big enough it deserves its own deeper look, so let's roll right into this week's first principles. Most people still picture Tesla as a car company that happens to sell some software on the side. Yet the growing slice of high-margin subscription income suggests the car is becoming the platform and the software is becoming the product. At some point, the business model truly flips from one-time hardware sales to a recurring revenue operating system for transportation and energy. When those subscriptions alone start delivering nine-figure monthly revenue with gross margins far above traditional auto profits, the math begins to look more like a tech platform. Each additional car on the road becomes another potential node rather than just another unit sold. Tesla treats the existing fleet as a programmable asset, continuously improving the software so that a larger percentage of owners choose to pay for advanced features. It is the same iterative loop they applied to autopilot now pointed at the income statement. If this shift continues, Tesla's valuation will increasingly reflect the lifetime value of its installed base rather than quarterly delivery counts. Okay, enough big picture thinking. Let's come back to earth with something that actually makes your next road trip nicer. Tesla has rolled out a new machine learning model to sharpen wait time predictions at superchargers. The system draws on a huge pool of real-world driving data to make those forecasts more accurate. According to Not a Tesla app, the update went live recently and it should make trip planning noticeably more reliable. For anyone doing longer drives, this is one of those quiet improvements that reduces EV stress in daily life. It also demonstrates how Tesla keeps layering software value onto the charging network it already owns and operates. Small refinements like this compound over time and strengthen the overall ownership experience. They show the charging infrastructure is not static but keeps getting smarter through data and code. While we're talking about making EVs more practical, one of Tesla's biggest battery partners just dropped some interesting new cells. CATL has unveiled its third-generation Shenzhen LFP cells. The new generation promises ultra-fast charging, strong cold-weather performance, and an extended lifespan. LFP chemistry already helps on cost and avoids some of the raw material headaches of other battery types. If real-world results match the claims, these improvements could ripple across the industry on price range and durability. Tesla stands to benefit directly as it keeps pushing for better efficiency and more affordable vehicles. The advances align well with the goal of making electric vehicles accessible without compromising on performance in Canadian winters. Battery tech like that could eventually help heavy trucks too, and there's fresh news on making the Semi easier for fleets to adopt. ElevenLabs has launched a monthly subscription that bundles the Tesla Semi with charging hardware and energy supply. This as-a-service model lowers the upfront capital barrier that has kept many trucking companies on the sidelines. It makes the total ownership math simpler and more predictable for fleet operators. From Tesla's perspective, these deals generate real-world operating data and strengthen the case for larger fleet deployments later. Lower operating costs and consistent performance are already challenging long-standing structures in North American trucking. The direction feels clear, even if the overall transition in heavy-duty transport is still early. Down in the passenger car world, Tesla just sweetened the pot for the car a lot of us started with. New Model 3 buyers are now being offered a full year of free supercharging. The incentive is especially useful for drivers who take the car on longer trips beyond daily commuting. It trims the real-world cost of ownership at a time when every dollar counts in the market. According to EVChargingStations.com, this is a classic move of using the charging network as a competitive lever. It could help move more volume at the entry point of the lineup while reminding us how Tesla leverages its infrastructure advantage. All these moves are happening while competition keeps heating up, including right here at home. Chery has been spotted testing vehicles around Toronto ahead of a Canadian launch. It is an early signal that price-competitive Chinese brands are treating our markets seriously. For those of us in Canada, this adds pressure in a segment where winter performance and incentives matter a great deal. Tesla still holds a clear edge in software and its established charging network. Even so, brand loyalty cannot be taken for granted if the overall value equation continues to shift. It will be worth watching how Canadian buyers split between established players and these aggressive newcomers. On a lighter note, the vibe on X this week was a nice mix of validation and optimism. Joe Rogan has been openly praising full self-driving in recent conversations, and the clips are circulating widely. It carries weight because he logs serious miles and speaks openly about technology. Many everyday owners find it validating to hear someone outside the usual circles call the system genuinely impressive. Elon Musk's ownership has crossed the 20% line again after the performance award. Longtime holders view it as helping lock in strategic independence for decisions around AI and robotics. There was also a cheerful Good Morning Humans post paired with a fun Optimus image that had people smiling. The light tone cut through heavier debates and reminded everyone that the robot project still sparks real wonder. All of this lands against a pretty split week on the stock side. Tesla shares showed noticeable volatility amid analyst targets that ranged from $220 to $428. The spread captures how differently firms view the balance between the EV business software potential and longer bets on autonomy. Sentiment feels divided between near-term caution and genuine excitement about the subscription shift energy and robotics. The price closed at $364.84, up roughly 2.8% on the day. It is a useful reminder that the Tesla story is still being written with an unusually wide range of plausible outcomes. That's your Tesla news for today. TSLA closed at $364.84, down $10.41, 2.8%. If you found this useful, a rating or review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify really helps new listeners find the show. You can also find us on X at Tesla Shorts Time. I'm Patrick in Vancouver. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you tomorrow. This podcast is curated by Patrick, but generated using AI voice synthesis of my voice using ElevenLabs. The primary reason to do this is I unfortunately don't have the time to be consistent with generating all the content and wanted to focus on creating consistent and regular episodes for all the themes that I enjoy, and I hope others do as well.